Hey everyone, how are you today? It's Susan Winter here, back with a live show. My wonderful moderators, B. Ray and Gwyneth, and I'm so excited today to bring yet again one of your requests to life and answer it in full. It is about playing full out, and it was submitted by one of my YouTube subscribers here that always comes to the live show. So there is a feeling, and I want to correct this. Many of you get involved with somebody. You're in a situationship. You do not know where you stand. And because of that, you are hesitant to show who you are. You are hesitant to reveal, and I'm not saying reveal intimate details of your past, but to even reveal the depth of your intelligence or your warmth or your interest. I had a client last night, and it's very interesting. Because I realized that there is an unstated rule that many people are following in the dating world, that if we're not in a relationship that has been defined as a relationship, I don't have a right to really show up fully. It's like you're so cautious of being hurt and trying to minimize the wholeness of who you are, that when you meet an individual, you parcel out a bit of who you are for them in relationship to what you assume is the bit of context for your involvement. So you see, and I understand the dispute. I did this when I felt urged to date players. And believe knowing it's a dead end, but I had to help women. What am I going to say? Loving, committed guys that want to marry me. I got nothing to tell you. You're out there dating, going through the revolving door of what's going on, men and women, and you don't know what's happened. But you have the right to speak up. You have the right to show up. And my client had no idea. My client met somebody that the guy clearly said, look, I don't do relationships. Last guy tried to harness me into one. I don't want it. And so my client's like, oh, okay. But my client's deep and has emotions and caught feelings, but was parceling himself out to this other guy thinking, well, I can't go anywhere with it, so I'll make a minor investment, not emotionally so much as a minor investment as to who I am, a minor involvement here, you see. So this is the part that I really want to talk about that's so important. And this is the part, I'm seeing something on my terrace, oh my goodness, I'm in the desert and I'm seeing this little animal bouncing around here. So, okay, I don't even want to look at it. I think it's a creepy crawly animal. But do you see how I'm saying it? We reduce ourselves to what we imagine is the context. But if you want to activate something worthwhile for yourself, for sure, and you maybe want to spark something inside somebody else that has meaning, you're not going to get it by giving them a trivial little teaspoon. Topical conversations that don't go anywhere, a light involvement. So I suggested to my client that although this fellow is certainly committed only to having just a physical relationship, that he start to know this person. Who is this person? Where's his heartbeat? What does he stand for? What does he love? What's he about? These things you have to know, but it's more rewarding for you. And what you may find is that this person that you thought would just be, I don't know, some casual fling, or you thought they're good for a month. That's about it. Got nothing else that I can achieve here. You may find indeed, whoops, hang on. Oh, shit. Okay, not yet. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I pushed the wrong button. I'm so sorry. You may find that you can actually alter the course of what this thing is. We all think that the only meaningful context is a full-on committed relationship that's been defined. And that is the richest context in which you can all feel safe. But what if you found that no matter what you do, you are fully showing up? And that by the nature of your being present and showing who you are, that is the thing that opens the hardest of hearts. That was my experience. I didn't know how to reduce myself to just something you throw into the bedroom. I couldn't do it. And that was, I thought, working against me. And that actually was my greatest asset. Because when people play on this very superficial level, they oftentimes think that nothing profound can happen. So, Gnarlycat, I wanted to do an overview, but I want to read what subscriber Gnarlycat has written, because this is about being unedited, fully expressive, and 100% yourself, no matter what the context. It's for you. It's for your enjoyment. Okay. So, Gnarlycat, my dear, thank you so much for this. Wrote, "Hi, Susan. One of my favorite videos of yours is why playing full out gets the love you want. I can relate to it because I really like a guy. I'm very affectionate and romantic. I would love a Thursday chat where you discuss the benefits and the best way to play full out. As you can imagine, this gets me with suspicion by most guys. Thanks." Well, let's talk about, there's a difference in showing up as a human being and showing up romantically. Let me start first. The safest way to show up, even though you're in a romantic context, is to be a human being. Who is this person you're talking to? What do they bring to the table? What are you showing them about yourself, your life, what you like, your passion, your dreams, your desire? What are they standing for? What do they love about themselves? What makes them excited when they're talking to you? When they bring up a conversation, do they love their dog at home? Do they love their relatives? Do they love the work that they do? Do they like to write poetry? Are they thrilled by the fact that they're learning to conquer their startup and they're making progress? But until you find out who this person is, you're really doing both of yourselves a disservice, because there's no way to jump onto a romantic platform without having the human come and have it be sustainable. Okay? Then it's just a ride of heat and passion and it quickly fades. But when you get to know the person, there is a safety net here for those of you that might think that you're going to be hurt. And this is from my experience. This is just the upshot of all my experience. I knew these guys were going to buck me off the ride. They're a player. That's what they do. Why should they be any different from me? No matter how wonderful I am, they're not in the market for this. I was twice their age, way over their skill set. Why would they? But I thought, I learned something early on, that even though the inevitable will happen, what happens if I show up 100% and see what else is there as a human being? And it's going to be a lot harder to hurt a human being that you really like as a person, because they showed you who you are, so that really, the inevitable came, of course. It was what it was, but there was a deep connection with these people because I bothered to show up as Susan 100%, knowing that I've got a limited run on their Broadway stage. But I wanted to show up 100%. Now, you worry, it makes you weak. You worry, it makes you vulnerable. This is why we want you to show up as a human before you show up as some romantic, because that's the dream. That's when you've made them not a human. You've made them a god, an icon. Okay? So let me turn to some of your questions here. If you have a question in Super Chat, go ahead and ask it. My moderators are here to help you. Hi, Seattle gal. Hi from Germany. Hi, how are you? We are going to be in Germany in about 5 weeks. Gnarlycat wrote a very good suggestion today, because I think as I looked at the dating world, I realized everybody was hooking up, nobody was connecting. It's the other way around. You can hook up if you want, but connect. It is so much more pleasurable when you make a human connection. It is. This person that has you all in a tailspin, I mean, you may have them like some amazing person. I mean, did you ever sit down and just laugh with them, giggle, talk about silly stuff, talk about deep stuff? Every time you think you're going to write somebody off and minimize them, and they can only be, like a side chick, or it can only be a guy that I see occasionally. Oh, he's not anybody serious. And then you happen to stumble on a topic and it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that they know about this thing that I really like. So the more you show up, the greater your ability to open the hardest of hearts. What you do with that heart and how the two of you manage the construct of the relationship is another skill set. But if you start with being a complete and full human being, unedited, and again, this is not romantic. I'm not talking romantic. Romance is happening. I'm not saying you have to show up and go, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I love you. This is probably going to get you bucked off the ride sooner than you want to be. But if you take time to get to know the person and build the roots, the smallest involvement can become a uniquely rich experience if you show up. Okay? I have a question. When you play games on a date like bowling, should you on purpose lose? No. How insecure is your partner? I mean, Tommy, come on. Because every time I beat my dates, I never get a second date. You just have the wrong dates. If you've already got guys or women that don't like your power, listen, if you're an ace bowler and this is your thing, you may want to qualify and say, look, we can just do this for fun. I happen to be, semi-pro, but I'll show you how to do it if you want. I think it's fun. And then it's more like laughing and giggling and teaching them the game. But I don't know, are you competitive with them? Or do you have to win? You shouldn't lose to make your partner feel good. That means they're not strong enough to be with you. You're already, you might even be underestimating them, but it's just a game. Then ask them what game would they like to do next. Say, you know what? I kind of feel like I was on my turf. Why don't we pick something you like for a next date? Why don't you offer to make a next date? You say you don't get a second date with them. Say, when you offer the first date and you go bowling, say we could go bowling if you like that, or if there's something else you'd like to do. Okay? That's how I'd handle it. Let's see. Do we have any super chats here? So good to see you. Hope you're well. Ilan, go ahead and ask your question. We can do it in super chat or any other way you like. I can only catch these as I catch these. Some players, oh, hi, Natalia, you lovely lady. Hi. Some players spin the I don't do relationship narrative to create a sense of scarcity and competition. Yeah, I mean, listen, enter at your own risk. If somebody's giving you those messages and you know that you do not have the disposition to withstand that kind of design, and that it's only going to make you feel like you're miles away from your intentional goals, then don't play. What I'm saying is that when you first meet people, we don't know what's there. There could be lots of cautionary tales on their part that they do to protect themselves. They may actually be telling you the truth. They may be trying to elevate their status. I don't think that elevates it. Actually, I think it kind of knocks them out of the ballpark. But I don't want you to be minimizing who you are when you're in a something with somebody. I'd like you to show up fully. It's empowering to have the courage to be 100% involved with being natural and being yourself. When we start to play the caricatures of, because there's so many restrictions about I can't be myself until I know we're in a relationship. I can't let go until I know I have a commitment. I can't. And what happens is many people transport this onto the simple dating environment where they're getting to know somebody like my client and didn't know that he had the right to show up fully. Ask questions. You're sleeping with them? You got a right to know who they are. I mean, you don't have to dig into so what happened with your last relationship? Why don't you like relationships? That can be tedious. But you could, it's so weird. The deeper you build your roots, the thing that you want on the surface actually gets quite, profound. That's the thing that develops. Okay. So let me see. Finally caught you on a live. It's David from the UK. Hi, David. Nice to talk to you. Whoop, whoop, Gnarlycat. Yep. The human side can also be emotionally triggering for both if it's growth opportunities. Yes. Even if it's growth opportunities. Well, this is where, Amy, and all of you, you have to know your capacity. I urge you to challenge yourself to have real conversations of depth. I urge you to not be afraid of who you are and show up. Remember, when you hold back the allness of who you are, I am not talking about your heart and your love. The allness of who you are as a human being. When you hold that back, people don't know you. You're much easier to discard. There's no connection. They don't feel a connection to you. What have you revealed about yourself that's of interest? What do they know about you? Other than the look and smell and taste of your body. That's it. And they're going to have another one by Saturday night. What's the stick? What's the emotional Velcro? Where did you create that? Just saying. It is pretty powerful stuff. Okay, let's see. All right, we have a lot of people here. Okay, very good. Let's see. Okay. There's someone I dated recently who we had some good times, but then they said they weren't feeling it, and it's not you. However, now they're checking out my social media more than when we were dating. I know. So this is they're wondering if they missed something. See, these are the silly things that people do when they don't know they could have just gotten to know you by interacting with you. Do you see what I'm saying? They dig around for the truth of who you are and what you're up to once they're not dating you. We're not a match. Now you go hunting and haunting, actually, snooping around. This is somebody that does not have a skill set to be with you. Those of you who are looking for a committed relationship, begin to eliminate those who do not have a skill set. It's pointless. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's see. It sounds familiar to building and developing a friendship, which ideally should be the foundation of a solid romantic relationship. Yes. In SIA, it is both at the same time. Most of you will be starting with some form of physical romance, but you need to show up. The ride of being just sexual with somebody, you got no safety net, none whatsoever. So the more that you make a totality of who you are, the safer the journey. And when I say friendship, I don't even know about that. I mean, I understand that's your context for how you understand it. For me, it's just not editing oneself, not being afraid to be who we are, right? Not being afraid to say what we think. We're all so cautious with these people. Like, oh my God, maybe they won't like me. What if I do this? What if I do? You want to start to filter this stuff right away. That's how you do not have heartache. You want to begin to have the discussions that show this is a match or not, regardless of what they say. Okay? Warm greetings from Poland, Europe, peace. Hi, Sunflower. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about this? I'm trapped in a situation where he acts like a perfect boyfriend, but he says he does not want to commit because he needs to fix himself because he's been hurt in the past. It's confusing. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired of all these people that are so delicate and so precious with themselves. Resilience is essential for today's world. Whether you're fighting COVID, whether you've got a startup, whether you're learning to speak up for yourself and your rights, and in a relationship creating one, it is essential that we be proactive and alive and fully where we are. And I just think that this is a person who doesn't want to take on the emotional responsibility of being hurt. But what are we looking at? You've got a person that sees you on a regular, you say acts like a boyfriend. I'm assuming you get together on a regular basis. This person takes your calls. This person answers your text messages. You're having regular sex. And it feels like a relationship, but they keep telling you, no, 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 no. I can't do a relationship because I might get hurt because I was hurt in the past. Oh, no, 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 no. Then why are you here? What do you think you're playing at? You think this isn't a relationship? Just because you haven't defined it as a relationship. Folks, anytime you are involved with somebody and you're having sex, it is a form of a relationship. They may not want to call it a relationship because they don't want to be responsible for the emotions that they create in you if they've triggered something, honestly, and did so selfishly or inconsiderately. But you always have a right to speak up. Listen, if you are putting your body in that bed, you have a right to speak. And don't let anybody say it otherwise. You have a right to say how the relationship goes. You have a right to develop depth if you want to. You have a right to evacuate if it's what you don't want. Okay? Let's see, what else do we have to say here? I did this with a woman that insisted she only wanted friends with benefits. Okay, she was in between. She was trying to stay safe. In time, she came to me wanting a life together. You showed up. For me, it's very selfish. I want to have a good time. I'm not going to have a good time if I have to watch my words and play coy and edit myself and hold back and not tell you who I am. I'm not going to be comfortable. That's me. I'm not. Years ago I did because I was insecure. I wanted them to like me. That was the goal. Now I want to like my involvement with somebody. I want to like, and if it's not rewarding and I don't feel that it's positive, then I'm fine without it. So maybe this is something that's more evolutionary. But to many of you, it seems like a major wake up call, like aha, like an aha moment, like I didn't know I got to show up. I thought I could only do that when I'm in a relationship. But as I said to this fellow I was working with yesterday, forget what the outcome is with this guy who's committed to not doing relationships. What we want to do is have you skilled and practiced at showing up, having difficult conversations, having interesting conversations, getting to know the person. The more you practice being yourself, the more ready you will be when a partner who actually is viable comes into your life, right? So why play small? If you're trying to play big in all the rest of your life, you're doing law of attraction, you're trying to manifest stuff, why would you play small in any kind of involvement? Yeah? Why would you just show a bit of yourself? That's anyway, that's my feeling about it. Okay, let's see. Okay. A name I can't say, Kakachi, 15, 199. Thank you very much. Okay, I guess this is a question. Thank you, Gwyneth, for this. B, Gwyneth and B. Okay. Is it a red flag? Hang on. Is it a red flag for men I date that I have close friendships with several of my exes? I enjoy their company and we have much in common. Super chat, Natalia. Yes, Natalia, I understand that you're close to your exes. But I have to tell you this, and you just have to put yourself in their shoes. In the establishment of a new dating situation, you really have to have your guy friends back off a bit. Otherwise, somebody new who's equally scared about getting hurt and sees you is going to wonder what's going on there. Do you see what I'm saying? They're going to start to think, I don't know that I can be here. Maybe she's really got something else with these guys. They're going to feel like, what am I doing here? She's got all these guys in her life. I mean, am I just going to be the next one? So you have to think, how would you feel? If you're seeing somebody new, I mean, all you need to say is, look, I am good friends with the people I've dated in the past, with my exes. And we found our ways to a friendship. But I mean, imagine this new person coming to your house and there are like 5 guys sitting there all having a beer together. This guy's going to feel weird. I think. I think. It's a very modern world, maybe not, but to get into a relationship, be mindful that new people are hypersensitive of potential roadblocks and red flags. So limit your time while you're establishing safety and security with this person if you think they are worth it. In time, when they are secure, you can integrate them more with your extended circle of exes. Okay? But everybody has their place. Exes are exes, and it's nice that you're friendly, but they should be more on the outer rim. Okay? I hope that helps you. Let's see. Vincent, hi, 499. You are so helpful. Been following your channel for years. You're the best, Susan. Thank you so much, Vincent. I love this. Thank you. And does anybody else have a super chat here? You can be comfortable if you are both honest. If you're not dating for a life partner and your partner is respectful, I think respect them and find someone else who doesn't want commitment. It's simple. So you're saying be honest, and I like that. Okay. Natalia, let's see. The super chat feature seems not to be working. Oh God, sorry guys. I don't know why that happens. Thank you so much, Vincent. Okay. Question. I used to show up as myself fully, and as I'm pretty affectionate. Okay. My question is, how much is too much? I tried to make something more with a friend and blocked and ghosted. I'm confused. Well, okay. I don't know the nature of what friend means to you. I would just say, if this is somebody in your social circle and you let them know that you were interested as more than a friend, then you have to back off of any kind of physical touch or overt affection, because now that's infringing upon their rights to say no. This whole physicality thing is like the last card I ever employ. It's going to happen. I don't want it to start the ball rolling. I'm going to start it in the wrong direction. And maybe some of you interpret this, be friends first, but if you're going to be friends, be a sexy friend. And I think that sounds like I've just contradicted myself. But what I want to say is most people that are in your friend circle, most people in your friend circle, wait, where was this? Seattle gal. They could date you if they wanted to. They could isolate you. So the thing is, if you're friends and you hang out in a group, the burden is on one or both of you to take this private into a separate setting. And that would start to define that you want to get to know them as an individual and might have intentions beyond friendship, right? That's what you do. And if they don't go that direction, then you just have to back off, okay? I don't know what you mean by affection, but I hope that's helpful to you. If they say no, just let it go. Okay. Sizzy W, €5. Thank you. In a free time class I go to, I had an emotional connection with this guy, and now he's quite irregular and attending, and suddenly no interest. Okay. He's got something else going on. You did all you could. He seemed interested, not. So maybe because of the nature of how you express your interest in friendship, he realized you are definitely dating material or a friend. You're way too sexy, interesting, cute, funny, whatever, to be friend material, and he's got somebody else. We just don't push it, okay? We just don't push it. Let's see, this is Gnarlycat, hi. Hope you like this. Hi, Susan. So I am upfront that I'm looking for a relationship. Okay, but I keep meeting guys who say they are mainly looking for casually date, but are open to a long-term relationship if it gets there. Safe to think they're really long-term relationship material. Well, okay, yes and no. On a first date, nobody's going to make a commitment to you. But you need to know their track record as far as, have they had a long-term relationship? Have they ever had a relationship? Here's what I would counter. I would say, I get that. I understand what you're saying. And of course, there's no way you could qualify that. We've just met. Just so you know, I date intentionally. So if a person is not open to the idea of that, and I don't see that it's going in that direction to at least explore whether this is a possibility, then, I don't have time. So that means that you would have to come back with a negotiation and say, look, let's try and date for a couple of weeks, see how we like each other, and if we want it to progress. I don't want you to be on the receiving end of they're going to tell you or not. I'd like you to come back with a counter and give them your proposal. Okay? Just think of it that way. You have a right to talk. Natalia, $10. Thank you, my dear. I've noticed that if I don't take significant amount of time to develop a connection and we become physical, I almost instantly lose interest. Yeah, that's right. Right? Okay, how can I best communicate this to men I date? Just keep developing the connection. Just keep developing it. Find out who they are. Do something fun with them. Go explore something. Have deep conversations. What do you like to do? I mean, you've got to connect with them or you're not going to connect. I think many people are built like that. Okay? So you're on to something really good. Now I challenge you to duty date to go see how to best do that. And when you find positive results and you get a yes, this works, you continue that pattern and you develop it and you refine it. So now actively date to see, how do I best connect? How do I find my way to understand and see and honor this person and make a connection with them? Maybe there's not one to be made. Maybe they're like so restricted, they're not showing up. And you've tried and you show up and you show who you are. And then you would be bored because they're not open. So then you have your answer. People that like each other, that have clicking dispositions, that work together, they tend to just light the room up when they talk. Even if that person claims that they don't want you, they're not going to be with you, whatever. You can decide all that later. Work on creating a connection, work on not being edited, work on being yourself, work on being intentional, whatever it is you want. And don't let somebody tell you how it's going to be. These people that say things to you like, oh, I just, I don't know, I've got to see where it goes. And maybe, what you supposed to sleep with this person? And then eventually they give you their seal of approval or not? That's not cool. Why would you get involved in something like that? A person who really wants a relationship would say to you, I'm really interested in a relationship. And if it's so much work that you have to audition through a sexual relationship where you may really get hurt, because then maybe they're going to decide if they want a relationship, don't even do it. Okay? All right. I have a horrible time maintaining relationships. Dated a guy over 6 months and he ghosted. Okay. Cynthia, maybe, you want to work with somebody on that and see what's going on. Really hard to do that right here, but I thank you for that. Natalia says, thank you, Susan. I really need to feel with my heart, not my head, more often. Okay. My ex and I are friends. Okay. Are there any other questions? Let's see, Gnarlycat. Okay. Okay. My ex and I are friends, and he said that we should be friends and see if it will go somewhere. I'm sorry, your ex already had a shot with you. Now they want to revise, stall time, and figure out. I want to clarify for those of you who are listening. I am speaking in terms of people that want a committed relationship and don't want to waste time with people who are unclear and don't know what they want. The way to really figure out who somebody is for you to start to show up. Be honest, be yourself, and reveal who you are and let them and try and see who they are. That's a great basis for it. But if people keep coming back with we have this trial offer, I'll sleep with you for, 3 to 4 months until you break and then ask me what's going on. And this is not acceptable. Okay. Let those people play with other people that are disposables. There's a whole bunch of disposables. Like a disposable razor. They're going to be used briefly. They're not so sharp anymore. You throw them away. And it's all in agreement. But those of you who know that you want a relationship, you have to function a little bit differently. Okay? State what you want and what you're looking for. I like that. Why not? Why not? If they barely communicate after hanging out in the beginning stage, or busy, or just uninterested, yeah, I mean, why keep going? Is there a good way to see if someone's a good match from an online profile or online interaction before the first date? Tommy, what I would do is get them involved in a virtual date. Put them on Zoom, put them on FaceTime, spend at least 15 or 20 minutes together talking and chatting, maybe have a cocktail together online. See if they are who they say they are. You can't tell. Online is like, you don't know what's going on there. You don't know if they are their profile. You don't know who they are. You don't know how you're going to feel around them. It's very smart. So I have a whole new series that you're going to see in mid-June called The Love Talks, and I'm interviewing other people. And my kickoff show is with Coach T. Anthony, where he's like got all these hacks for online dating, but he puts, before he leaves the house, pays for a date, shows up, goes across town, parks his car, whatever the expense is, he puts them on a virtual date first as a vet to see if there's any kind of connection. See if they are who they say they are. And if they won't do it, then you don't meet. You can claim safety reasons. You can claim, gee, I'm sorry. You know what? My friends have been catfished. I really have to see you. I'm so sorry, man. This doesn't feel right. You know, let's do ourselves a favor and just say hi before we see each other on a date. Okay. Sometimes I doubt if I have much to offer anyone once in a relationship. Natalia, huh? $5. What is this? I don't want to let anyone down. Some hard truth for me today. Natalia, you want a committed relationship, yes? And I think you were the one who's close to your exes. I'm getting all mixed up because there's so much stuff here. You know, let's see. I think, I don't know why you say that. What can you do? Why don't we start with that? When you're in a relationship, why don't you, when we get off here, and I'm going to get off in about the next 5 minutes, y'all. I want you to write down what you know you can do in a relationship. What do you offer in a relationship? Do you offer good companionship? Do you offer nice conversation? Do you offer a warm heart? Do you offer honesty? Do you offer kindness? Do you offer an interesting person to talk to? What do you bring to the table? Okay? A desire for commitment, kind to animals, enjoy people, looking to create a warm and secure relationship. You need to write these things down. Because we're not talking about what you are, we're talking about what you offer to a relationship. Maybe you don't think you're enough in this life. Maybe you think you should be, I don't know, richer, smarter, whatever. But what do you offer to a dater? And I want you to write that down when we close down today. Okay, that's really important for me, for you to read yourself. And I want you to remember it. Okay? Thank you, Natalia. Kenny TV. Hi, Kenny TV. Oh my goodness. Hi, how are you? So lovely to have you with us today. What time in the world is it for you where you are? Holy cow. Kenny, thank you so much, my dear. $1.99. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Thank you for showing up. Okay, Anne, $20. Thank you, my dear. Aloha, Susan. Just a comment. I learned from experience. Now bring 50 years old. Ask questions. Continue to get more data. And I appreciate the ways you reframe. That's why you're the master. Big aloha. Thank you so much. I don't want any of you to edit yourself. Okay? Think carefully about the container that this person wants to put you in. Okay? But for yourself, At least try to figure out who they are. Are they hiding a secret heart that's really in peril? Are they just miserly? You will do a lot better with whatever you decide to dance in, this little dance with this person, by showing up and not editing yourself. And again, it's always practice. Kenny TV, I'm here. The super chat doesn't work. God almighty. It's 4:30 a.m. I can't believe it, Kenny. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I am so sorry that super chat doesn't work for some of you guys. I do not know why that is. Tuned in late. Hi, Susan Juniper Clary. Hi, how are you doing? Kenny, I'm terribly sorry. Now, you're going to want to re-listen to the beginning of this if you didn't hear it. So this is my message for all of you, okay? I want you to begin to get very clear on what you want. If you see something that is interesting to you, that kind of delights you, and you feel like you want to examine it, but you think you might be going down a dead end, but you feel like you have the time or the desire, show up. Find out who they are. Be who you are, connect with each other, make sure that you can, the more you learn about this person, the more you see them, the more they feel seen, the closer they will feel to you. I prefer everyone to date people who will honestly and upfront say, I want a relationship. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. It's going to make your life so much easier, because even within that context, you're going to have people that have their own issues with being in partnership. But what I'd prefer is that you don't try to convince somebody who's definitely closed. But if you are in a something with somebody who's closed off to more, the biggest trick you got up your sleeve is to find out who they are. We love people who are interested in us. We love the attention. We love the fact that somebody sees us as the way we see ourselves. That's why praise bombing works. Praise bombing, when it's legitimate, finding the good about somebody and verbally acknowledging it in a way that's real and true and tactful, diplomatic, not overboard, not gushy, not weak. But that's very powerful. Who doesn't like people that think well of them? In all of this, I have to tell you, there is a component you need to know. You need to have a self-possessed, dignified love for yourself and for the relationship that you are going to create. This means we do not enter these relationships asking for their approval. We come in to discover who they are and discover who we can be with them. That is your goal. If you go in hoping that they'll want you, that they'll pick you, that they'll fall for you, that you can make them fall in love with you, you will lose this game, because you will lose yourself and your mind in the process. Okay? You will already start from a -1 where you've got them up here. Imagine how much more powerful if you could enter as, I want to explore what is here. I want to learn who this person is. And that will tell me a lot about my level of involvement in the construct of what we make here. Okay. Kenny TV, you got through. Hi, my dear. What do I write next with the guy? I texted and he responded. I gave a smiley face. Okay, we did the brief text. 3 or 4 days from now, ask how the event went. Okay? That's it. You're not asking this person out. Not yet. You're not making an overture. You are rerouting this person to show them, I want to know you. I think about you. I don't see you. Just want to make sure you're okay. This is a reroute, everybody, and you're coming in to the end of a conversation from a client that I had in the past, and I know what the situation is. So you're coming in. Sometimes okay, let me put it to you this way. How can I do this? I'm always watching what I say here. You may be in something right now where you find that listening to this, you've edited yourself. And now you're thinking, I want to see what else is there. I think I've made this smaller than I need to. So this is where, if you've only gotten into a physical realm and you're chasing this person, you're chasing them for time, we want you to change up the game plan. Firstly, you should always be watching what works. When you find something that works, keep doing it. And that means per individual. You may find a general theme of something that works, like being interested and being real and showing up. And you may find for somebody individual, oh, they really like verbal praise. When it's real and it's true, and I see a moment that's thoughtful, that's kind, that I want to have them repeat again, I'll call that out. Wow, that's really nice that you helped that lady off the bus. It's pretty cool. People don't bother to do it all the time. Whatever it is, you acknowledge and feed within that person the things that you want to grow, correct? If you want to reroute them, if you have been, for whatever reason, trying to get their attention and trying to do whatever game to get them to see you, get them to want you, you need to shake it up. You need to stop pursuing and instead show up. As a human, just dial it back. Because if what you did was not working, and more times than not they pushed you away, you don't do whatever you did. Whatever that direction it was that you were going in, you don't do. You may want to redial it all the way, dial the thing all the way back, and just say, hey, thinking about you. Do not say, call me. Are you free Saturday? What are you doing? I'm hanging around and totally free this weekend. No plans for anything. Just dial it back and say, hey, just thought about you. And then they'll say, yeah, all is good. You say, great, cool. Okay, take care. And they're like, what? Whoa. Well, you wait, this is different. Why are they not asking what I'm doing Friday? Why are they not telling me they're free all weekend? Why are they not asking me to their house? You start to add to the human, right? You start to invest in human to human. That's the best way I can describe it. It is very powerful stuff. People never feel loved unless they feel seen. We can feel adored, but something feels like it's lacking because it always feels like there's an agenda. But when somebody takes the time to see you, you actually feel appreciated and you feel warmth for that person. It's pretty amazing stuff. This is wonderful. I hope I've gotten everything. Kenny, you are wonderful. And okay, I think we have done everything here. Natalia, that's wonderful advice. Thank you. Discover who they are and who you can be in relationship with them. Yes, everyone, you want to be empowered? You seek to discover who you can be in their presence. You use every single dating scenario to up your game. Okay, so there'll be a lot of outcomes that aren't going to go the way you want to go in modern dating because you're meeting up with people that are grossly undereducated as being a partner. They're confused about what they want. They're taking information from people that play games. And though games replicate real life, nobody tells you that the real thing underneath is a solid sense of yourself. When you're with yourself, you're going to be on track. When you're connected to yourself and know what you feel and know what you think and show up, you're not going to be swayed onto somebody's game board as easily. You're going to feel something's wrong here. You're going to get yourself together. Remember, it's something you offer, you give, okay? That's the power of it. You're not begging their attention. It's something you decide to see or not see in them, okay? He said he had the wedding and now he's been busy with work. I'll ask him how the wedding was. Not too much. We got to measure you out now because of what you're doing. Very good. Very good. One more thing. Oh, I forgot. I was running. Let me know how the wedding was. Love to see photos. You've got them. And then you stop for a while. Okay? You just stop for a while. This is very good. Okay, everyone, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, B, and thank you so much, Gwyneth, for keeping this a safe space. Next week is talking about mastering first date conversations, okay, from another subscriber. Okay, those of you with the entire European meet and greet, we are now at capacity for each city and closed. I have written all of you who have written me and we are in conversation, thank you so much for that. I have a new product that you're going to be seeing in the next month. It's all about dating games. I have long been looking for a quick and effective way for you to get your hands immediately on all of my material in a flash with either saying a keyword or typing it in, and everything. I mean, everything comes up to you. All my videos time-coded exactly where you want to go. You're not going to get swayed by an advert. You're not going to go in the wrong direction in somebody else's stuff where it kind of looks like that, but then it is so cool. So I'll be releasing that in the next few weeks because I think dating games is a big topic. When we're starting to date, we don't know we know something's going on. We may not know what it is. We don't know how to define it. And then once we do we know how to fix it? So this is the all-in-one thing. And I'm starting Love Talks in June. As I said, feel free to sign up for a consultation. I'm currently closed until I go back to New York. Next time that you see me, I will have the white gray wall behind me. I'll be back in New York City. There's no feng shui going on there. You know, your apartments are what they are. And if you need more material, don't hesitate to look at Allowing Magnificence. It's an ebook or a physical book. It's about really how to empower yourself and deal with life's challenges. It can be applied to dating, but it's more all about you. And then Breakup Triage is for those of you who are going through heartbreak. And that's an audiobook. And it's 33 minutes long. It's some of the best stuff I've ever done to get you out immediately of pain. Everyone, thank you so much. Gnarlycat, thank you for this. Kenny, 4:30 in the morning, can't believe it, my dear. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody who contributed to Super Chat today, B and Gwyneth, thank you so much. And I will see you next week from New York City. Bye, everyone. Thank you.